Alright guys, so the moral of this video is gonna be to anger a conservative, lie to him. To anger a liberal, tell him the truth. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that statement is so true when it comes to our brain dead president that allegedly is running this country, Sleepy Joe Biden, as he snapped on a reporter that confronted him with facts about how the Democrat Party wants to replace him in 2024. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, let me tell you, Joe Biden did not take too well to being confronted with the truth. Take a look.
Mr. President, what's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
2/3 say they
Read
don't.
the polls. Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. That poll showed that 92% of Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
A majority of Democrats say they don't want you to run again in 2024.
92% said if I did, they'd vote for me.
Yeah. So again, to anger a liberal, right? Present him with the truth. Okay. When you confront Joe Biden with the truth, this man snaps, right? He absolutely goes off. Kind of like that time where the poor guy, he confronted Joe Biden with the truth about how Hunter Biden is selling Joe Biden's influence overseas in sketchy business dealings. Joe Biden didn't take too well to that, actually going as far as to make fun of the guy's weight and calling him Jack.
But you, on the other hand, sent your son over there, get a job and work for a gas company that you had no experience with gas, did nothing. In order to get access to the public, for the president. So you're selling access to the president just like he is. So
A damn liar, man. That's not true. And no one has ever said that? No one has heard that?
I see it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. I get up and no, let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's take the Number two, no one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I
one.
didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC.
You don't hear that on MSNBC. You did not hear that at all. What you heard, look, okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
Well, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, you do, but look, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does.
Any other questions?
Yeah, so guys, imagine, right? Imagine. This is the guy that the mainstream liberal media says has the temperament to be president, right? And they slam Trump saying that Trump doesn't have the temperament, okay? Trump doesn't have the temperament. That's why you shouldn't vote for him, okay? Forget about, the policy results, okay? Forget about the economy. Forget about all that stuff. He doesn't have the temperament. However, Joe Biden on the campaign trail was like straight up calling a potential voter fat, right? He was making fun of the guy's weight because he confronted Joe Biden with facts, like what we know today to be absolutely facts about his son, Hunter Biden, and his sketchy business dealings overseas in Ukraine, right? Again, Joe Biden has a history of doing this. He has a history of going off on people who confront him with facts, okay? And the worst part about it is that Joe Biden lies, right? He lies in response to being confronted with facts, okay? And we shouldn't be surprised because even the White House, when they're confronted with facts, Karine Jean-Pierre, on this same question of Democrats not wanting to support Joe Biden in 2024, she repeats these same false lie that Joe Biden repeats.
Visit.
Understood.
What was the president's response to a new poll from the New York Times today showing that 64% of Democrats say that they would prefer a different candidate in 2024?
And I would also say from that very same poll, there were 92% of Democrats who support this president as well. Look, not get into politics from here or get into any political analysis. This is not something, there's going to be many polls. They're going to go up or they're going to go down. This is not the thing that we are solely focused on.
Yeah, there are going to be many polls. They're going to go up and they're going to go down. Well, in Joe Biden's case, when it comes to the polls and approval rating specifically, it has done nothing but go down, okay? Ever since the Afghanistan pullout debacle, okay? The polls have went nothing but down for Joe Biden, okay? Imagine having the lowest approval rating ever in the modern day, in history, and thinking that Democrats want you to be the candidate in 2024. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that even CNN was laughing at this idea that Democrat voters want Joe Biden to be the nominee in 2024.
Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. That poll showed that 92% of Democrats, if I ran, would vote for me.
A majority of Democrats say they don't want you to run again in 2024.
92% said if I did, they'd vote for me.
Primary voters want a different nominee. 2/3. If you break it down by age, 94% of Democratic primary voters under the age of 30, 94% say they don't want Biden. That is a stunning number.
Yes.
I mean, he swept his grandchildren, but other than that, I mean, 94% don't want him. Who are,
94%.
Democrats.
Yeah, you just saw it there, guys. CNN is laughing and in shock at the same time. Just how much the Democrats, particularly younger Democrats, do not want Joe Biden to be the nominee in 2024. Now, where Joe Biden is lying, or at the very least misleading his base, because, again, guys, like I try to tell you, the Democrats really do believe that their base, they think that they're dumb, right? They really do, okay? I'm telling you. And it's stuff like this that is proof of that, right? What Joe Biden is not mentioning about that 94% number, what it actually says is that 92% of Democrats would vote for Joe Biden in 2024 if the presidential election were held today and the choices were Biden and former President Trump, right? So when Biden says 92% of Democrats say they will vote for me, that's actually not really true. That's not what the poll says. Again, the guy that tells you, look at the polls, look at the polls, look at the polls, look at the polls, right? Well, if you actually look at the poll, that's not what the poll says. The poll says 92% of Democrats will vote for Joe Biden if former President Trump is the Republican nominee. Now, again, what does that mean? Well, what that actually means is that Democrats, a large majority of which, don't actually really want you to be the nominee, but the only reason they will vote for you is because they have Trump derangement syndrome, right? Which really blows my mind, right? You have Democrats in this country that still dislike Trump so much that they're like, oh, well, I don't care about the economy being shit, right? I don't care about inflation being at record highs. Okay, I don't care about an open border. I don't care about the crime crisis. I don't care about being embarrassed on the public stage. I don't care about the president obviously being brain dead. I don't care about any of that stuff. I hate Trump so much that I'll let the country just get destroyed, right, before I vote for Trump. Again, it's ridiculous, but that's not something to brag about, right? You don't come out here and say, well, 92% of Democrats will vote for me only if the guy I'm going against is a guy that they hate, right? They'll only vote for me if the choice is between me and somebody that they absolutely can't stand, right? Somebody that they hate. I don't know why you're bragging about that, because that doesn't change the fact that 64% of them say, yeah, we want a new nominee, right? We don't want you to run again. You're too old. You should be in a nursery home, right? Again, it really blows my mind how the Democrats and the White House and their messaging team, just how dumb they think their base is, right? They think people are stupid, like they can't actually go and look and read the poll themselves to see that, okay, bro, you're lying, right? You're misleading people in regards to what the poll actually says. Again, it's one thing for Biden to do that because he's old. It's another thing for Kareem Jean-Pierre to do it, right? When she's doing it, you know it's deliberate. Like, it is a deliberate sleight of hand, like, oh, we're going to just mislead our base because we think they're stupid and just, you know, spout out this number and say that this is something that's in the poll that's actually not in the poll, right? And if you know that, you probably shouldn't tell people to go look at the poll, right, when you are misrepresenting what the poll actually says. And also when the poll, for the most part, shows that people do not approve of the job that you're doing, right? Again, it really blows my mind, right? The Democrats and the things they say sometimes in their messaging. It is absolutely terrible. They, by far, have the worst communication I've ever seen in my life, okay, for an administration. I mean, we're talking about top down. Biden, Kamala, Kareem Jean-Pierre, Nancy Pelosi. These people are just ineffective communicators, right? It just really is so apparent that these guys suck, right? They're terrible. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.